Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys a new kind of make your own snack kit that I found in Japan here. You guys, if you're familiar with these, you know that Kracie or Kracie, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, they're known as a pretty popular brand for these kind of fun kits, and they're not always sweet. They're not always like candy flavored. The curry one, for example, and the hamburger one actually too, are both that kind of try to taste like the real thing. I'm assuming this is the same thing. This is mixed pizza, and you also get to make little potatoes and some grape soda when you're done. And you do need water and a microwave. So I'll have to pause my filming and run upstairs and use the microwave and come back down really quick because I don't have a microwave down here. But this is basically just what you got here. It's a cute little kit. And the directions are, you don't have to be able to read Japanese super great to be able to guess what you need to be doing here. But I'll go ahead and show you guys what we do here if you open this up. You do always want to be a little careful when you open these because obviously the directions are all pictured here and written down. And you want to try to make care when you open this up because sometimes the things that are in here you use for containers. Like there, you can see here there's this little pizza box, and that's what this part is here. So if I take care to open this, I'm just going to go ahead and there's a little scissor line here to show you where to cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut open down at the bottom. And it should give me everything I need in here. So you can kind of see this is the whole package here of what is included, and I'm just going to go ahead from the start and cut out everything I need for this so that I can create the little area here for the box and the drink. And then this little part here we're going to use for making sizes for things. So I'm just going to leave that for a second. So I've got these pieces cut out, and we'll put them together in a second here. I'll just put them to the side. But what we want to do first of all here is we're going to start off by making the potatoes. So I've got all the different kinds of mixes in here. This is to make the pizza. This is to make the little hot dog that's on the pizza. We also have the potato. That's what I'm going to use here. There's the cheese sauce, the toppings for the mixed pizza, and the tomato sauce, and then here's the grape soda drink, and here's the cute little cup for that, so I'll put that to the side. I've got my little spoon for stirring things with, and you can see here I'm just going to take this little guy off on the side here so that I can have what I need. And if you want, you can also go ahead and cut the other parts here right along the lines so that we have easier places to work with. This is the first mixing station that has a star at the bottom, and then this other mixing station has a cute little musical note, and then this one has all these little faces because I'm going to make some potatoes, kind of like French fries, like little potato wedges that have little faces on them. So that'll be kind of cool. So what I'm going to do first here is, like I said, I'm going to first make the potato one. And I'm going to start off with the little mixture guy here that is for the star shape. And what I want to do is put 2 cups of water into here. And you do want to try to keep this so that it's not totally concave or convex. You want to try to be as close to an edge as you can. That's what's going to kind of lean it towards being more accurate when you're done. Sometimes if you put a little too much or not enough, you wind up getting it off a little bit. That part can be a little hard for tiny kids, so kind of keep that in mind. But I put 2 in there, and then I can just cut or tear open this little guy, the potato one. Sometimes it's good to cut it because I know little kids sometimes have a tendency of tearing it open and things fly everywhere. So if I just pour this in, and it totally smells like potatoes. That's weird. I like French fries. So I'm just going to go ahead and stir this until I can get it into a nice kind of dough consistency here. So make sure you get, you know, all the little pieces of little areas of water that's hiding in the corner, as well as all the powder. And it's good when you do this to try to go ahead first and just remove it from your spoon, because there's probably extra moisture sticking there. You want to get it evenly spread out everywhere so that you can get a nice little completed piece here. And it does kind of just stick to itself on its own. It's nice. You know, it's pretty, a little foolproof in that way. But make sure I get all the edges, get all that in there really good. And then what we're going to do with this, and like I said, it does really stick to itself. It's nice that way. But I'm just going to pick this up and we're just going to squeeze it into the container that you see here for the potatoes. And, you know, obviously you want to try to keep this as uniform as you can, but, you know, try to get it into all the corners. And because this time I don't have to necessarily reuse this for something else, I'm going to wait to microwave this until I have to do the other part too, so that I can go up in one step. But you see the cute little faces. It'll look cute when we're done. So I'll put that to the side for a second so I can microwave it all at the same time. And the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the pizza dough. And I'm going to use the same star here. And this time I'm going to put 4 scoops of water in here. Again, trying to get it so that it's just to the top. It's such a small amount, it really feels like you're dealing with some really exact science, but you want to try to keep it close to things as you can. So I've got 4 in there, and then I'm going to take that pizza sauce and take this guy and go ahead and pour it in here. And I think, again, like if you look at the box, you can see a hint of the color of which piece of sauce you're using. Like the first one was yellow and this next one's orange. So if you're having a hard time reading the Japanese, you can still know what you're doing here. But I just go ahead and pour this in. I'm going to mix it all up so that I can get a nice consistency. And then we're going to smoosh it out to create 2 pizzas using the little surface that I have here, so that I can kind of keep that in mind of how big I want everything to be. So just kind of mix this. This has got a little bit more water and a little bit more sauce. It's just about kind of gently going through here and trying to get it all to mix together. Again, this can be a little frustrating for little tiny hands because they do like to do quick mixing and things have a tendency to kind of poof out everywhere. I know, watching my 5-year-old daughter do it, it's been kind of messy. It's good to have a bigger sister or big brother or a mom or dad or somebody there to help out. So we get this kind of going, and like I said, if we can try to get this part off first so we get all of the sauce, all the water that's included with this, so that we can try to get all the powdery areas mixed in. Try to get it all mixed in there as much as you can, and then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of roll it together and try to separate it into 2 sections so that I can have 2 pizzas. And then I'm just going to try to keep this so that I make this about 6 centimeters in width if I can. I'm just going to go ahead here and put my pizzas on top of this plate, so that you want to make sure it's microwave safe, and then I can just start arranging my stuff on top of here. And that way I still have room here to work with these other areas for stuff. So I've got the basic part of that, and I'm going to put it to the side. And then the next thing we want to do is make the cheese. For the cheese, I'm going to be using the one that has a little note on it, and I just need 1 scoop of water again here. And then I could put the cheese sauce in. I'll mix this up good. It's so weird. It like tastes like cheese. I'm going to put that on this little piece that I have here, and actually before I do that I'm just going to cut out this cheese, make sure I get this potato sheet removed here first, but then I can just set this cheese here, and then when it's time to put it on the pizza we can just scoop off little bits as we need it. So I'll leave that here with that. And then we're going to use the same sauce place here, so you probably want to clean it up a little bit. Maybe, I don't think I used too much water, but it does seem a little kind of runny. But in this one, for the tomato sauce, I'm going to put 2 scoops of water this time. Ooh, that's way too much. And then pour in the tomato sauce. And this one I'm also going to stir up really good. And of course it's going to be of a much kind of looser consistency because it's meant to be a sauce. It's going to be like a powder. Or not a powder, like a sauce. So I'll just mix that up and you can kind of see the consistency it comes to. I do have a little bit of the cheese left over in here too, but that's okay. So it kind of makes a nice little cheesy sauce. And it really totally smells like tomato. This is so weird. And then I have the little pieces of meat that I want to use too. This time I'm going to use the bigger one that has the star in it again, and I'm going to put 2 scoops of water in here and then pour Now I'm going to pour this in, and before you do this you want to kind of take note. We're also going to be using the same container to help squeeze out some of this to make it look more like hot dogs. So I'm just going to make sure to cut up here at the top like it says, and then I can fold down and use this again later to make the actual little hot dogs. So I can go ahead and pour this stuff in here for a second. Get that all emptied out as nicely as I can. Put that to the side because we will still use that. Let me get this little guy. Now I'm just going to go ahead and stir this up. So we get a nice little paste going, and we're going to treat that kind of like frosting, if you will, but we're going to create little bits that are meant to look like little hot dog slices. So if I take that then and I put it back into this little bowl, bag, excuse me, make sure I get as much out of here as I can. And that also oddly tastes like something meaty. This is really weird. I'm just going to roll down here, and then this will be ready for decorating the pizzas. Now, I have my pizzas here, and what you do just for any regular pizza, of course, and put the tomato sauce on. So I want to try to separate it into 2 here if I can, because I'm going to do 2. Get that kind of evenly distributed. And then it's recommended to go ahead and put little bits of the cheese on here. And, I'm just going to kind of take what I have here and sort of cut it off from the edge. And it should kind of clump and roll is sort of the way it works here. It's totally random and weird, but it does work. And I'm just going to keep doing this. Don't worry too much about how pretty everything is on this part, because of course it is going to get heated up. Everything's going to melt a little. And then later we'll worry about putting the little topping decorations, which kind of look like corn and green peas. Right now we're just working on getting the cheese onto the pizza It's really like kind of like a consistency of fresh mozzarella. It's totally weird. I don't know how they do this. It's kind of makes you worried about the world, because this looks like real food. So I get this kind of evenly. You know, you obviously are only going to be doing this once, so go ahead and use all of what you've got if you can. So I've got both of the cheese and the sauce on already, and then I could take that little section that I had here for the wieners or the hot dogs, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut a little bit down here at the bottom so that hopefully I can kind of squeeze this out of here, right? And the idea is to try to make it look like kind of like a long strip, or you could choose to make it look like meatballs too. Either way is fine, but I'm just going to kind of randomly do this. So I have the potatoes, if you'll recall, and now my pizzas to microwave. And if I'm dealing with like a 500 watt setting, I want to do the potatoes for 40 seconds and the pizzas for 60. So I'll go ahead and do those, bring them down, and show you guys how everything looks, and then we'll finish everything off with our grape soda. So this is how things look when it's done. It's so weird, like the meat part actually got hard like actual like sausage, and the cheese melted like real cheese, and you can see how it kind of even fell off the side here. It's so very, very weird. The potatoes here we can pop out. You can see how cute they are with their little faces, and all you got to do is take your little guy here, and we're just going to cut along that edge that we've got. And they have that nice, you know, crispy sort of feel to them on the outside for being nice little pieces of potato. Get that kind of broken off. And those guys are just going to rest on my piece of paper that's got the words potatoes written on it like this. So that's kind of like a little side thing. And then I'm going to go ahead actually and just really quick pick one of these up and put them in this pizza paper thingy that I've got here, just so that you guys can see how cute that is. And then over here, I'm going to have my here eating in the restaurant versus the to-go kind of version here. So I've got my little stuff going, and then we can just, there's only a couple things left to do, and first what we need to do is put the toppings on top of our pizza. And this is just some little pieces of yellow and brown here, and I don't know what they taste like. And they kind of are like puffy corn snacks that have sort of a, you know, vegetable flavor vibe to them, so you can kind of just sprinkle them on here, or of course arrange them if you'd like to in a more fancy way. But you can kind of see how you could have some fun putting those on top too, so that you can have like a real true mixed pizza, or you can have just a cheese and sausage pizza too. I'm just going to go ahead and try to cut a slice here if I can. And the cheese is even sticky. So weird. But that gives you an idea of these little guys here. And then in the last little bit, we're going to make the grape soda. And there's a little piece here so that you can put this drink thing around the outside of stuff. There's a faint line on this, and you can kind of see where there's a fade of where things mix up. I'm just going to go ahead and pour my water in here, hopefully to the line that I need it to be. And then I can go ahead and put, if you put the little like plastic pattern around the outside, you might not be able to see where that is. But I've got that ready, and we just pour our grape soda sauce in. And this one's always fun to watch because it does really bubble. So go ahead and pour that in. So we get a really nice little completed meal with our soda and everything completed. It's a pretty cool little set, and it's one of those weird things where you kind of have to be ready for it because it really actually tastes like real food. So let's see here. I'll go ahead and give it a flavor try and tell you guys how it tastes here. This guy can be, of course, stirred up, And he is really kind of, it does really taste like soda, and if like lukewarm soda freaks you out, you can drop some ice cubes in here or refrigerate it, but then it won't be so bubbly. That bubble sensation goes away, but it tastes just like, you know, carbonated grape drink there. And I've got my little piece here of pizza, and with my cheese, and you can see the cheese even like tears like it's supposed to. Wow, how neat. It tastes like, you know, crappy school cheese pizza. No, it even tastes even better than that. Totally weird. It just looks so real. It looks kind of like bread, and you've got all the extras there. So I don't even want to know the science behind it. It's a little frightening, but it's a very cool kit and definitely worth it. One of my favorites. I'm a huge fan. So if you get a chance to find this in a store that usually sells these kinds of goods, I would definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit of work, but a lot of fun. The results are definitely worth it in the end. I'll have some more fun things like this to share with you guys in the days to come. Thanks again always so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.